A new warning today that America is in for an increasing threat of a biological or nuclear terrorist attack. Congress assembled a bipartisan commission, which is now releasing a new report, and it suggests the Obama administration should work on the U.S. capability to counter such an attack. Joining me now, the chair and the vice chair of the Commission on Preventing Weapons of Mass Destruction, Proliferation, and Terrorism, former Senator Bob Graham and former Senator Jim Talent. Senators, good to see you both today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Contessa.
Okay, so Senator Graham, what evidence did you look at that suggests that a biological or a nuclear attack was likely in the next 5 years?
We talked to over 250 intelligence, military, political, academic experts. We also assessed the increasing proliferation of nuclear materials and pathogens and came to the conclusion that it was more likely than not that a weapon of mass destruction would be used somewhere on the globe between now and the end of 2013.
And what's the real threat to Americans living here at home?
Well, we didn't identify particular areas that we thought were more at risk, but the terrorists have made it quite clear that the United States of America is their #1 target.
Senator Talent, the report says that our margin of safety is shrinking, not growing. You would think with all the money we've put toward Homeland Security, the war on terror, that we would see an increasing margin of safety. Can you explain how you came to this conclusion?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the things we try and emphasize in the report, just for an understanding of the future, is that this is a dynamic process proceeding on several different tracks. So you can be making progress in some areas, and we have. I mean, the report points out we've made a lot of progress in the intel area. We've been doing some things in the international nuclear front that's good, but you're losing ground overall because, as we say in the report, we're not doing enough in terms of bio. Proliferation is going on in part because of some things we don't really control, like the instability in Pakistan. So it's a case where you may be gaining ground in certain areas but losing it in others, and on balance, we're concerned that the margin of safety is shrinking.
All right, you have suggested that someone on the National Security Council be responsible, Senator Graham, for coordinating the activities of preparing and planning and trying to combat these kinds of attacks. But is that something different than has been done over the last 7 years since 9/11?
Yes, we are suggesting that new President Obama decide how he should organize his executive branch in order to have someone who can represent the interest and security of biological and nuclear weapons at the highest level of government. We've had a string of issues where proliferation was posited against an economic or geopolitical objective, and in almost every one of those, proliferation has lost. We also have the responsibility for proliferation distributed among multiple agencies. Somebody needs to coordinate to see that we're working together towards common objectives.
I mean, you would think with the trauma we experienced on September 11th, 2001, what you're talking about would have already been done. So, Senator Talent, where was the breakdown? Why hasn't this been fully and adequately addressed? Yeah,
the specific issue is we need a coordinator at the nexus of proliferation and terrorism issues. We've not had that. And the feeling was that that was really the job of the National Security Advisor. The problem is he's looking at so many other things that he's not able to spend enough of his time on that set of issues. So what we're saying is, look, they got plenty of people in proliferation, plenty of people on terrorism. We're saying get a person in charge of the interrelationship between the two of them, as they have, for example, in the intelligence area, where we have the National Counterterrorism Center. That's a reform that we need within the National Security Council.
Senator Talent, Senator Graham, it is an eye-opening report, but opening our eyes, I guess, the first step, the next step, taking some action here. Gentlemen,
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If this were a dictatorship, it'd be a heck of a lot easier. Just so long as I'm the dictator.